All right. In the previous section, we set up the Diretta. We updated the operating system on the Diretta host. We're now going to upgrade. We configured the point-to-point network configuration for the Diretta target. So we configured the operating system and set up the point-to-point networking for the host. Now, I've already performed all the updates, operating system updates for the target, since it's the same steps as the host. So we're down here on the section 5.2, pre-configure the networking for the Diretta target. So we've again got to configure a network interface. We're going to say that we want to use the Diretta host as our default gateway, our default router, if you like. The host is .1, we're going to be .2. And so this is our address here. We're just making this little RFC 1918 IPv4 network. It's really just a point-to-point network connection between the two computers. So we're going to go ahead and create that network configuration file. We don't need this network configuration file anymore, so we're going to remove it so that it doesn't create confusion or override the changes that we just did. We're going to make an Etsy host entry. I'll show you what that looks like. So after making this change, we have our Diretta host in there so that we can get to the host by name instead of by IP address. We don't have to remember the host. And we have a similar entry in the Etsy host file for the Diretta host to reach the target. Says we should power off now, but we're gonna power through and actually, hang on. I think we've done all that stuff. We actually can power off here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to pause the video while I make some connection changes. And I'll show you a photo of what that looks like so that you can see how things are connected after we pause it. So right now the host computer is powered off. There's nothing connected to it. The target computer has power and a network connection to my local network on it. And we're going to change up the physical connections of those before we proceed to the next step. But I'm going to power this thing off for now, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've made the physical network connection changes. So in this case, the target computer is on the right here, and the host is on the left. I've connected the pluggable network adapter to one of the USB 3.0 ports on the host and connected that to my home network. And then I have this black cable that's just going directly from the onboard network port on the host over to the onboard network input or interface on the target. I've connected a USB digital to digital converter to one of the USB 2.0 ports on the target. And then I've connected the power to both of them. So the way this looks like from a networking perspective, only this computer is visible on my home network. This one is kind of hidden behind, the target is hidden behind the host. And then the target can see only this host on the network, but it has access to the internet for updates and things like that. So I'm going to pause the video real quick while I get the IP address, the new IP address for the host for my router, and then we'll get logged in. All right, I have set up some SSH keys. The document goes into some detail about how to do all this stuff, but I'm not going to cover that here. But I just wanted to show you some lines from my SSH config that show how I'm able to log into these. So I've found the IP address for the host. It's 8.249, as it turns out on my network now. And then there's a proxy jump feature that we're going to use for OpenSSH that'll let us jump from the host to the target. This is kind of interesting. The way this works is I will be able to, I've got to copy my SSH keys over to these machines. But once I do, I'll be able to type SSH target to jump to the target, or SSH host to be able to jump to the host. But first of all, I'm going to run SSH copy ID host 2. And I'm going to put in the password that I got from Piero for Audio Linux, just the operating system for logging in. Now that I've done that, I can do target 2. I'm going to type in the same password. And now, if I type SSH target 2, that's going to jump me right into the target computer. Even though that target computer is not accessible directly on my network, SSH is letting me kind of proxy jump through the host to the target. It allows me to connect to the target as if it were local, even though it's not. It's really running two SSH commands in the background. If none of this makes sense, then just trust me that it works. I'm going to open up a window on the host. So now I'm on the host and I'm on the target as well. And we are ready to start setting these things up. So I will be right back. All right, picking up where we left off, we're in this physical connection, network connection change. And so that's that part where I showed you how I've got these things wired up. And I've already logged into the host and the target. There's some commands that we can run on the target just to make sure that everything's working okay. And so, and on the host, we'll run this to make sure that the host can reach the target. I'm going to run this on the host computer. We can see that it sends a few packets over just to make sure that networking from the host to the target is okay. We already know that it's okay because I was successfully logged in. But we just want to kind of make sure. And then if we go over to the target, we can make sure that the target is able to resolve internet DNS names. So 1.1.1.1 is a Cloudflare thing. We're exercising DNS by running this command, and then also making sure that we can reach that service from here. So traffic is being routed from the target through the host and then through my home network and out to the internet. So we know that both of those things are working. This is that convenient SSH stuff that I said you could do, but we're going to kind of gloss over from here. And setting up SSH keys. We're going to move on to section 7, common system optimizations. I'm going to pause this video and create a new one though, so this one doesn't get to be too long.